Hi guys, welcome to Leilani Drinks the Brown Stuff. And I'm Leilani, your host, and we're here in my backyard for another episode. And you guys know that I've been on this massive quest to find the $2 chuck of whiskey. I have been doing my darndest because I know it's out there. I know the gold is out there. So of course I couldn't pass up this $10 whiskey that I found on the shelf of my local grocery outlet. Tonight we are getting into Santa Cruz's Westside Waters small batch, handcrafted, black label American blended whiskey. It is 80 proof. It is 40% ABV, and it has been colored and flavored with oak cubes. They also state that they do color it with caramel. Now, I already know some of you guys are already sticking up your noses and being like, caramel? Oh my God. Some of those scotches y'all are buying and drinking for like $100 that are like 12-year, 15-year. Yeah, those have caramel too. If you go way back to some of my first few episodes, we talk about the caramel that scotches get put into. So, you know, I'm happy and happy that this company was honest enough to actually put it on their label. I'm all here for it. They also use the Santa Cruz mountain water on top of it. And what are you laughing about? Just my terminology?
Just you being honest.
Honest and honest. That's what I love about companies. Now, it is bottled by You Blend It. That's right. Bottled by a company called You Blend It in Scotts Valley, California.
Why are you pissing on You Blend It?
Because it's just the name. I'm just like, I've never heard of them, and it's not like a distillery, and I'm just like, okay, you blend it. You blend it. Y'all blend it. No, I mean, it's just funny to me because like it is not it's just that name that makes me like, oh, okay. I guess I can go and blend it.
Exactly.
You know? And make my whiskey. Now, they use 70% GNS, and that's grain neutral spirits. We've talked about this so you guys know. Not my favorite thing in the world. It was pretty much in that moonshine from Prohibition 13, I think it was, and not happy about it. So on the back of their label, it states that it is a West Coast whiskey for real whiskey drinkers. I hate statements like this. It's totally unnerving in a way because I'm a real whiskey drinker and I love me some West Coast whiskey, but I haven't tried you yet, so I don't know if you the bomb like that yet. So maybe just for whiskey drinkers? I mean, I'm a local small batch. My expectations are a little bit high. They state that this is a perfect blend of bourbon and homemade ingredients. Let's hope it's some of that caramel that they're throwing up in there. And the salty West Coast air. Okay. Now, for me, this sounds shady as shit. But what am I going to do but say, let me try it. For $10, please, it's on the shelf. Let me grab it. That's what I do. Now, what was great was I ended up going on their website. Yes, this is why it's so important to have a website, yo. And I love that they did because they ended up explaining their brand a little bit further. They crafted this expression so that it could be superior to the whiskeys on the bottom shelf. They wanted it to have value and honestly a price so that the homies can enjoy it. That's all they wanted. Now, this whiskey has about why are you laughing at me? This whiskey has about 30% bourbon, and most blended American whiskeys usually have only about 20 to 25. So they already giving us a little bit extra here. And then usually from there, most blendeds end up throwing in like 75 to 80% of the GNS or sugarcane rum in order to make an American blended whiskey. They decided to take that GNS, that corn grain, and actually age it in an accelerated process with oak. And they use no sugars on top of this. So, you know, they're already putting in the extras, and I'm here for it. So let's see what they did with this superior bottom shelf whiskey and what my tasty buds might think about it, because that's important. Already, wonderfulness. Happy about that. All right. Oh, they put a cork cup in this. I was expecting a screw top. Okay. All right, Westside Waters, Santa Cruz, woo woo, California. Sticky, sticky. It's not ethanol smelling. I'm not scared of it. I do get hints of honey and caramel. There's something there, but I'm trying to figure out. It's like a fruit. I don't know what it is yet. Let's hope as I pour that this will tell me. Woman's po, let me get this woman's po. Ooh, this is really light. For it to have, yes, cheers. For it to have the caramel color that they stated, they didn't try to overdo it. So mad props for trying not to hide it. I mean, it is pretty light there. Very golden. Pissy. We've gone through this before. But it's very just a nice light gold touch and color to it. Oh, I'm smelling the ethanol now, definitely. The GNS is coming through. They can't hide that. And I want to say it has almost a cantaloupe watermelon kind of smell to it. Maybe a touch of apple. Maybe that's what it is. And then the caramel is now faint. The vanilla's kind of there. But honestly, I'm smelling more of the ethanol and fruit in this one. Let's try this. Cheers. A little pop forward. A little caramel in that. A little bit of the orange. The vanilla waning. But it's an easy mouth feel. But that pop is just right there, which is always like the tall tale sign to me of just an ethanol kind of thing, which is what I smelled. It is pretty easy, and I'm not getting too much of anything else as far as layers and flavors, but for $10, what was I expecting? Better. Let's see. I could see, now this does taste, honestly, a little bit better than some of the other bottom shelves that we have. Superior, I don't know. It's just a step ahead of like Old Crow. It's just, but it's right in there with whiskeys like Jim Beam to me, which does cost more. So, I mean, it's okay in like the, I guess, bottom shelf thing. So if you're mixing it with cocktails, if you're you know, making something out with it, it's really not a bad whiskey to sit and sip. No, thank you. Not going to do it. So, you know, Leilani drinks the brown stuff. Although giving some props to Westside water, has to give this American blended whiskey like 1.5 kisses. Because, you know, I see them trying and they're right in the nudge of everything, but there was nothing there that actually blew my socks off and let me know that it's superior. So, I would normally drink some and say cheers, but yeah, I think I'll just mix this with something else at some point in time in my life. Cheers.